Hello everyone. What does it really mean to fall in love with ourselves? It doesn't mean constantly praising ourselves. It doesn't even mean believing that we are perfect. And it definitely doesn't mean becoming selfish. Self love means changing the relationship we have with ourselves. It means learning to listen to ourselves, respect ourselves, and care for ourselves and understand the in a deeper level. Because sometimes, while searching for love, validation, attention, and acceptance from other people, we forget the most important relationship in our life, that is, the relationship we have with our own self. Emotionally, falling in love with ourselves means learning to understand our emotions instead of constantly fighting them. If we are hurt, we acknowledge it. If we are tired, we allow ourselves to rest. If something doesn't feel right now, we give ourselves permission to say no. We don't have to keep saying yes just to keep everyone happy. We don't have to constantly explain ourselves. We don't have to abandon our own needs just to maintain every relationship. Sometimes saying no is an act of self respect. Sometimes saying no is an act of self respect. And when emotions become overwhelming, instead of immediately reacting, taking pause, breathe, and observe. Just respond later. And then ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? What do I need right now? Am I responding from love or am I reacting from fear? That is emotional self care. Spiritually, spiritual self love is not just about meditation, mindfulness, or speaking spiritual words. I know everyone love to use the spiritual words a lot. True spirituality can be seen in a way that we will live. Are we becoming more aware? Can we observe our thoughts instead of being controlled by them? Can we accept our mistakes? Can we take responsibility for our own behavior? Can we let go of what no longer serves us? Meditation can help us become more present. Mindfulness can help us become more aware. Visualization can give us direction. But ultimately, spirituality is about transformation, not just changing what we say, but changing how we think, how we behave, how we respond, and live. Spirituality doesn't equal to your rituals, your offerings. What does it mean by spirituality is that self transformation. A beautiful question to ask is that whenever you are fumbling, just ask yourself, am I becoming a more conscious version of myself? Because spirituality is not merely about talking about spiritual things. Spirituality is about self transformation. Talking about physically means loving ourselves physically doesn't mean having a perfect body shape. It means respecting the way you have your body, respecting the body we already have. It means moving our body, getting enough rest, sleeping on time, eating mindfully, slowing down when we need to, listening when our body says, I need a break. And of course, our body carries us through every experience of our life. So, why should we constantly treat it like an enemy? Our body is not our enemy, it is the home in which we live. We don't have to hate our body. Even if we are going into struggle, it is helping us. We can care for it and we can become healthier and stronger version of ourselves. We also need to ask ourselves for mental self-love. Mentally, what are we feeling? What are we feeding our mind every day? What are we watching? What are we listening to? What are we reading? What kind of conversations are we constantly consuming? Just as our body needs nourishing foods, our mind needs nourishing content also. We don't have to consume negativity all day. We don't have to compare our lives with everyone else's. We don't have to participate in every conversation, argument, every piece of gossip, or every unnecessary conversation. Sometimes we need to read something meaningful, listen to something peaceful, spend time in a silence, put the phone away, and simply pause. And because rest is not laziness, sometimes a pause is preparation for the next step. And this is what self love really means. Self love doesn't mean accepting ourselves only after becoming perfect. It means learning to accept ourselves while we are still growing. We can acknowledge our mistakes without constantly punishing ourselves. We can accept our weakness without giving up on growth. We can have boundaries without becoming cold. We can care for others without abandoning ourselves. We can love people deeply without making their love the foundation of our own entire identity. Because self love is not, I don't need anybody. Self love is, I may need people. I may need people. I may love people. I may love people. And I may value relationships. But my entire existence does not depend on someone else's validation, attention, or love. So today, let's ask one simple question. What did I do for myself? Maybe rest. Maybe we say a no to somebody. Maybe we listened to our own emotions. Maybe we took care of our own body. Maybe we read something meaningful. And maybe that was the beginning of self-love. So let's fall in love with ourselves emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Not because we are perfect, but because we are worthy of the same love, care, respect, patience, compassion, and that we so often give to others. Because everyone deserves it. And if God has made you, so of course you are worthy enough. And when we begin to build a healthier relationship with our own self, our relationships, our decisions, our boundaries, our confidence, and even the way we experience life begin to change. So don't forget to fall in love with yourself. Not with an ideal version of yourself, but with the person you are becoming. That is self love, that is self respect, and that is real inner transformation.